Hello, welcome to the morning meeting. My name is Jimmy. His name is Matt, and this is Behind the Scenes, Building Jomboy Media. Thank you very much for joining. If you watch regularly on the YouTube channel, you can hit subscribe. That helps us a whole bunch. Appreciate you there. A little run of show. Before we get into it, we have some questions from you. And if you want to ask questions on future episodes, leave a comment and we pour through those. And it's, pretty interactive with our comment section. We have the warehouse release schedule video came out. We have a big interview with Reggie Crawford, first round pick, pitcher and hitter that we'll throw it to in the middle. And a bunch of questions covering a ton of topics. TV broadcasts, how do I watch my sports, Jake and I, Goof and Gaff question. Always have the Goof and Gaff. And before we get into it, here's a little music. Let's get the old man back together again. Let's get back in the room and let the magic happen. Okay.
All right.
How you doing?
Good. Freezing cold yesterday. Had to do a decent amount of walking in this city. Hated it. So
Why'd you have to do a decent amount of walking?
I went to a comedy show.
How was it? What comedy show?
Fantastic.
What show?
It was hosted by Seth Herzog, I think his name is. Yeah. Seth Herzog. He is the one that I went to Jimmy Fallon last week, and he's the one that opens before the show, and only the studio audience, I guess, knows that. He's hyping the crowd up before Jimmy Fallon comes out. And he's at that show. He was like, oh, I'm doing another show, my show next week. So he was the host. Adam Polly, which Emily freaked out about because he's on the Mindy Project, was there.
Wow.
Sang a funny song. And then, Dave Hill, if you Google that, if you know who that is, I was crying laughing. And that takes a lot, honestly. And shout out to Dave, who definitely listens.
Was it just he does?
No.
Was it just straight stand-up?
Yeah.
Dave Hill?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know him.
It's very funny.
Old. He looks old.
Okay.
Is he old? Am I looking at the right guy?
Yeah, he's a little old. Oof. No.
Okay, because this guy's old.
No, this guy.
That might be the same
I just
guy.
Googled Dave Hill, and it's it comes up, Google has a thing for him.
Might be the same guy.
Dave Hill's Internet Explosion is what his website is titled. Okay. But yeah, it was good. So that's why I was doing walking. But then I think I just overcompensated today. Sweatpants, sweatshirt, hat, scarf, the whole shebang, because it was too much. It was too cold. And that's how I am.
That's how you are. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm good. It's Wednesday. Busy day. Busy Wednesday. Because we're filming Thursday and Friday in the warehouse for the Captain's League, which is now no longer secret. Although, if you listen to Morning regularly, I dropped a ton of hints here of what it was and all that, but it's fully out and about now, which is awesome. Also, I'm going to get this over right away. We have an ad on the show, which is some of you haters might be like, boo, and other of you might be like, hell yeah, that means the show I like is going to continue because it's getting support from people who are going to support it. And Factor is one of those companies. Factor is something I really want. I can read their bullet points, but we're hiring and interviewing for new EAs, and something EA does for me is help me with lunch, and I don't care about my meal at all. And I kind of want to, when I do the interview process, hey, can you just make me be healthy, without me knowing it, or easy? If you if they just want to sign up for Factor and you just hand me Factor, I'll eat it. And I kind of been craving that because they are pretty tasty. I've had a bunch. So you can get Factor if you are like me and you don't want to think and you have what's it called, the decision fatigue. Mm-hmm. That's what all the millionaire people, Gates, Zuckerberg, Jobs, judges, a lot of military, a lot of places where you wear the same thing every day, do the same thing.
Kevin O'Leary, he's got that suit.
Yes. A lot of very successful people like try to eliminate as many decisions as they can. One thing I eliminate is food. I just get handed lunch every day. And I've been saying, like, I think I'd like Factor because it tastes good, and they have 35 different meals to choose from every week, including options like keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and over 55 weekly add-ons. So you can head to factormeals.com/meeting50 and use code meeting50 to get 50% off. That's code meeting50 at factormeals.com/meeting50 to get 50% off. Go give it a try.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Factor, for supporting the show. Is that our first official, or we've had one other at times? It's our first official ad read?
I think so.
Nice for a show that was going to go away, and then we kind of found a format we liked and interactive and giving people insight. So we were like, let's keep it going, try to make it work. Now, your goal is to get it 1 million subscribers or something like that?
Subs. There's actually some exciting ad stuff, too, that Alethea got my approval on yesterday for this show. Like branded segments for brands and stuff, which would be exciting.
Oh, we are very close to reaching the next level of subscribers in the thousands. So we're at 15,971. So that means just 29 of you guys.
Right now.
Today, right now. If you're not, just hit it, and that helps us out a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Awesome. Where do you want to start?
You want to try these? I walked in the kitchen because I was starving before this. Do you want this?
What is it?
Mini fruit bar by That's It. Apples and banana or apples and cranberry? Preference?
I would like banana. I don't like cranberry that much.
I didn't expect you to catch that on the fly. That was supposed to be a bounce pass, so that was kind of impressive that you caught that like that.
I don't even remember catching it, so I think you put it right in my hands. Oh, there's a little fruit bar like this. Sometimes I like these. Is this supposed to be like, are we like fishing for an ad from these people or something? Okay.
I just saw these. Yeah, it's what I would expect having seen the food.
It's what I would expect.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like baby food.
Okay.
Solidified.
Yeah. All right.
Would you agree with what I said?
Yeah.
Did it make it a worse experience for you once I said it?
No.
Okay.
Fine. That experience was going to be what it was from the jump.
Segue.
Let's get the old band back together.
All right.
So let's start with some questions. Like Jimmy said, if you have questions for next episode.
Still chewing, Matty.
You eat that whole in one bite?
It's tiny.
Mini, please. It says it on the wrapper. Let's start with some questions. Jimmy said, leave them in the comments. I will sift through them and put them in next week. So leave them if you have them. But to start, easy one from Austin Cuck. Oh, God.
You just got.
Yeah. How did Jimmy watch his sports, like cricket and kabaddi? What streaming service has that, or is it on YouTube?
There is cricket on YouTube, but not those leagues. I am a big advocate for ESPN Plus. And you have ESPN Plus, even if you don't realize you have ESPN Plus, because you have Disney or Hulu, or you know someone that has Disney or Hulu, like your parents or siblings.
It's not extra?
No, it's a bundle. If you have Disney, you have Hulu, and you have ESPN.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I am a big advocate of ESPN Plus because I said this a bunch, but I just put sports on in the background of my day all the time. Now that since having kids, I used to put TV shows on in the background, but you need to listen and pay attention. Sports, you can come and go much easier. And there's always sports on. Like right now on ESPN Plus, you can watch the kabaddi. The whole thing's on ESPN, or I can watch the Australian Open's been on. And then on ESPN Plus on the back end, you can also choose like all networks. And since I do have cable as well, I can watch anything that's on ESPN News, ACC Network, ESPN, Texas Longhorn Network, SEC Network, ESPN2, ESPN3, ESPNU. So table tennis is on right now. ESPN2. I wonder if it's a re-air. No, it's live. We got Jian Jihi versus Leah Hasing Yin. And Jian won the first game, and she's up 7-3 in the second set, and there's no one in the crowd. This must be a very early Round 32. Yeah. Shit, man. That was a crazy rally I just saw. So, yeah. Cricket is Willow TV, which is like $8 a month, but you can get it on your cable. So, like at home and in the office, we just put the channel on, and then, but also on the phone or the laptop, you can just watch Willow TV. It's $8 a month, and I wish baseball had something like that. I don't think it's needs it because no one would use it because, but I would right now if there was a platform where you got any professional, like 80% of professional baseball leagues. So like,
oh, I see.
MLB TV, you get all the major league games. Now you get all the minor league games, which is really cool. But if you also got the Venezuelan professional league, the
Czech for
the
Peter.
Czech professional league, the Australian professional league, the Mexico league, the Dominican Republic league, the Puerto Rico league, and then the Japanese league, KBO, and then the Caribbean series. Like if all of that, or at least 80% of it, some of them would go to like ESPN Plus because they grab some of the cricket games. But that's what Willow TV is. Like basically any series that's going on, they have. And yeah, if a baseball thing had that, I would love it because I would be watching as much baseball as I am cricket. Because like the and I guess if you know how to subscribe, because I tried to subscribe to the NPB. Do you say it? I think you just say Nippon, right? Or
I don't know.
I
I always say NPB, but what do I know?
I don't know how you say it. So I would be watching that or KBO because those are like odd times. But
Telling Cashman who to sign.
I've tried to do that, but I haven't been able to. And also I don't know if they have English broadcasts. I don't know. Let me know. Is there an easy way to watch all those on like my phone or my laptop? Because whenever we want to pull for breakdowns, we have to like buy separately, and it really adds up because then you're buying like up to 5 passes for like $9 a month or something like that. Or Willow, it's $8 a month, and you get basically anything. Like on Willow right now, they have West Indies Tour of Australia, Afghanistan Tour of India, the South African League. They're going to have the IPL. They have the Big Bash right now. They even have tape ball, which is in Pakistan, wiffle ball. Their version of like wiffle ball is tape ball, which is a tennis ball tape, and it was like the street version of cricket. But it's like more popular than cricket there because it's so much more attainable. And they have a pro league now. And sometimes those pros get chosen from the tape ball leagues to become the international like on team Pakistan.
Cool.
Which is really wild.
Yeah.
So Baseball United is also on Willow. So yeah, I wish there was one consolidated version for all the baseball leagues in this manner. Fox Sports is also good for watching stuff. If I go foxsports.com/replays right now, they have a lot of college basketball, PBA bowling replay. I could watch that from yesterday. Pickleball from yesterday. Women's college the rodeo, the American rodeo. I could watch that from yesterday. Italian Series B soccer. You can watch that. So they have Fox Sports has tons of stuff as well.
Cool. I mean, this is related. I think that you're going to come up with different answers, but Greg Pokricki asked top 3 ways you'd improve a baseball TV broadcast.
I don't know. Yes, I really like the way Yes broadcast stuff. So, the national broadcast, I'd bring in regional color commentary guys and have the main play-by-play guy be there. You know what I find really interesting is, and I was telling Jake this the other day, in cricket, cricket. But I've been watching so many foreign sports leagues, and I use them to get like ideas for the warehouse. But then in general, I'm just like, whoa, that's different. They rotate announcers in the booth. So they'll have like on the Big Bash League, which is a 3-hour game, very similar to baseball, 3 or before the pitch clock, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, 3 to 4 hours. They will like rotate. Like it'll be like 30 minutes will go by and they're like, okay, bringing in a new booth. And I think in that the play-by-play guy, but like the color commentary people will change. So they'll like go take half hour off or go on the sidelines, go see some shit. And then they bring kind of like everything that they've been like reserving or holding up and they talk. And it stays so on the game really well. That's why I was watching some of the test series, which are 5 days. It's 3 2-hour sessions a day. But they stay on topic pretty well. Some of them the cricket community doesn't like. And I'm like, how do they do this? And people responding like, because they rotate. So I don't know if that's something baseball could try, where you get like fresh perspectives. If you had like people in the wings, it's just so much money. I think that's the difference. Like in the U.S., they pay so much money that they're like, we can't pay 6 people to do this. But if you were rotating like a pitcher to get his view, and then a hitter to get his view, and then someone that knows this team well, someone that knows that team well, but when they bring in new people in baseball broadcasts, they don't talk about the game. They just treat it like an interview. Like a lot of the baseball broadcasts, the national ones, just treat it like a 3-hour podcast as a game's happening, and they talk about anything topical in the sport, which sucks. So I would try to rotate in people if you could and treat it about the game. Like get their perspectives on what's happening. Because that's what they do in some of the cricket leagues is better.
I like it. There's also cricket has like graphics, I feel like, more that you have often called out. I mean, you showed me one yesterday where it's like the worm.
Yeah, the worm's cool. It's like a line chart of how it's going. I don't know how you would use those in baseball. That's interesting. I never thought about, because baseball is just numbers, but they never really put charts on the screen, right? Pitch usage, maybe.
Do they ever use win probability?
Yeah, but they don't show it that much.
I like that because that's when like the big comeback happens and it goes the other way.
Yeah. It's hard for baseball because they tried the StatCast one, and I liked the data, but it was an awful viewing experience, I thought. Because you need to be able to mix that in with, like, majority of people want human storytelling than data storytelling. Right. But you need to be able to mix the data to tell the human story. So I don't know if I gave a really good answer there.
I thought it was good.
More focused. Sometimes they lose focus.
Yeah. Let's bounce. You mentioned it briefly at the beginning, but the warehouse schedule video came out. Then you made a Q&A about that video. What was your perception of people's perception?
Well, Zach crushed that video, which was like a tough one because we had all these big ideas and like we were gonna like film them in chapters. Like it was gonna go into the chapter if you saw it, and then we were gonna like a whole new filming with like tons of different people and faces, and we just thought ourselves too big, which is a problem that happens a lot when you're trying to create. And I try to always tell our creators and our editors, like, don't think yourself too big. So we had just had to be like, hey, Zach was like, what about a grand entrance like this? And I was like, yeah, and then I'll just rip the information top of my head, and then you're gonna have to edit, which Zach did great because I hate editing like that. It's just not nonstop matching graphics to the words. It takes forever. So Zach crushed that. And I did it one take because it's 10 minutes of just talking, no notes or anything. I'm happy that it's out because now we can kind of talk about it. We still, and then I was happy to get questions because I knew there was going to be things that like I didn't say. The top one was how does a new captain get promoted?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I don't know. People seemed very excited and into it. I hope that the numbers show and we get new people watching. But we already have Blitzball Battle 4s almost like a lot of it is edited.
Yeah.
And this Sunday, the Captain's League begins. I was learning by reading the comments like how much more we need to do to prep new viewers, and it's just such more an effort on the editors that we don't have that much time. But
what were they saying?
Just people confused of like, what's this? And I wish I knew the makeup of the teams and the leagues. And like, you know, for someone that's just joining, I don't want them to feel like they've missed out on so much already that we could have just like recaps posted. You know how like before season 3 of Game of Thrones come out, there would be like a video on YouTube. It's like season 2 recap,
Mm.
and it tells you everything you need to know. I rely on those when I start a new series that I forget. But those videos take fucking forever to make because you have to go through the
Whole
all
thing.
16 episodes from the previous series and all that. So we don't have like the editors at the time. But we do need to start doing some stuff like that to get people. And if we had a website, it would be much easier because you could do a blog and you could just write it out and be like, here's the top 5 storylines before you watch Blitzball Battle 4.
What I was planning on doing, if it's not for this ball and play, it'll definitely happen for Blitzball. We mentioned doing the full day live stream the day before of like playing the last Blitzball battle. So before 4, Blitzball Battle 4, there will be a full day of Blitzball Battle 3 just live streamed to that channel, game after game after game.
Should do game and
pre-post. So, I mean, we could utilize that live stream if we wanted to like after game 6 of BB3, for example, somebody sits down that knows the warehouse and just says, hey, for the next hour, I'm going to tell you everything that happened in BB3 so that you can know going into BB4. Like you said,
and put it on the live stream.
Storylines. Yeah, it's that way it gets out there, but then we could take it and put it on socials or this and that.
Have we started making that compilation for the live stream?
No.
Well, I guess we don't need it for a while. But that could be a task, just downloading them all.
Yeah.
And then we can cut out like...
Probably have them. Final MP4s from BB3.
Yeah. And then we can just cut out ads and stuff. I don't know if we can cut out ads and stuff.
I don't think so. Just let it play.
It'll be really long. It'll be like a
Yeah.
24-hour live stream. That's the plan. I was seeing how some channels just live stream old stuff. And it's a good way to like before season 4 comes out, Mad Men and shit and they used to do that. Like every episode of season 3 is going to be playing the day before. It's like a marathon. Yeah, that is marathon. That's what they used to do on TV. Yeah, I like doing that. That's fun. So we should definitely do that for BB4.
We are, yeah.
Okay, so we just need someone to make it and to test if we can live stream from a vacant computer. We haven't really done that, right?
No.
But that would be fun. But for Captain's League, people here know. I think I've said it before. It was designed because we needed to come up with like a lower budget league because flying everyone out and putting up in a hotel and paying for the food and the 4 days in a row of a shoot, that takes all of our editors and producers off of their regular shows. So like those are a beast. So we're doing 4 of those a year. The Captain's League is designed, we film on Thursdays, Friday, and then the next Thursday. So they're just regular weekdays. They're not weekends. We don't fly anyone out. Instead of commuting to the New York office, you're commuting to the New Jersey office. So, and that was the intention. Like we need a low budget winner. Now within those constraints, we came up with like an awesome, really entertaining format.
Oh yeah.
I don't think in this year, how we've been doing it, we are able to capture how awesome it is.
No.
So I'm hoping, and I said this in the Q&A, I'm hoping that it, I hope we get our baseline viewers. Obviously, we should, I think. But I hope new people go to it and test it out and find it, and it grows a little bit. And then next year we can sell it for a little bit more, and then we can put more budget behind it to do more reality show stuff of like, yesterday there was like just trade talks. And at the warehouse there's just trade talks and draft talks and strategy, and it'd be really fun. Me and Jolly were chatting last night, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
The trade aspect is so fun. This is also, I feel like, assuming that you said it in the Q&A, our internal fantasy league goes well and people enjoy it, which during ball and play, people really enjoyed it. That's where we could then launch that in 2025 Captain's League. I feel like Captain's League is a great spot to do a fantasy because you could get 8 people and have like a full draft.
How do we make our custom fantasy league?
I have no idea.
People want to do that. Is there a way to do it like with Google, a Google form where you like
I think
You just
you have
submit, like we have a drop down of players.
I mean, we could do it really easy. Oh, you're talking specific to the draft of.
No, or franchise series. How do we make an interactive fantasy or just like Super Bowl pool for our audience? Like
We can make a Google sheet for the draft so that you select a player, it erases.
oh yeah, wait, aren't we
You do
doing
it.
this? I wanted to do this for floorball. It didn't happen. Are we doing it for Blitz Battle 4? Didn't the office, who's going to get the most strikeouts, who's going to hit the most home runs? Didn't we fill out a form?
Yeah.
And then the goal of what I want is give that to the public.
Mm-hmm.
And then whoever gets the most right can get something.
Yeah. Yes, we did that. For floorball, we all put in picks and blitzball.
Floorball, we just did the winner. We didn't do the...
So blitzball battle 4, the whole office picked.
It's
But
supposed to be part of the first pregame, the pre-tournament show. And here, click the link below. You can make your picks. I'm hoping that happens. Well, we did. I'm hoping we did it. But it'd be cool if we did one over the course of the whole...
yeah, I think for specific to fantasy, I think that we could set up a Google Sheet so that you can draft with your friends. I just don't know how. I think that the audience would have to help a little bit. Make a duplicate copy of the sheet, and then for scoring, we'll tell you player by player what each person scored. Then you go populate your own Google Sheet. I don't know. But also by 2025, if the website progresses, then we could also try to build it out more on a website.
I think there's an app. Like, create your own fantasy league out of anything. Fantasizer.
Okay. Fantasizer.
Fantasy sales. Build your own. So it's a plan that we would pay for.
Right.
How it works. Fantasizer empowers you to create a fantasy league around anything using traditional fantasy sports frameworks. You can choose from our selection of hosted games or customize your own league. Open a new tab. Are you a sports or entertainment organization? Contact us to learn about hosting your game with us and white labeling our platform dedicated to your audience. Sounds like we should get in touch with Fantasizer.
We'd have to see what the DraftKings situation is there. But assuming everything's good, then yes.
Yeah. How do I... Hey, Fantasizer. Okay, so they have like RuPaul's Drag Race. They made one. Created by our partners.
Oh, I played...
Major League Table Tennis. I feel like we were working with them on something like that.
I played Fantasy Bachelor a few years ago and won against all of Emily's friends. Only guy.
That's so funny. And it was Bachelor, not Bachelorette.
Crushed everybody else. And it was Bachelor, so yeah, I was picking girls to advance each week.
We should get in touch with this company.
That's on the to-do list. We don't want to take too long today. Do you want to tell people where they can meet Joey Corey, who got tickets to a certain event? That will be next week. 2 weeks from now?
Oh, it's 2 weeks. Oh, next week.
Week and a half, sorry.
Yeah, Talkin Yanks live with special guest Aaron Boone at Downtown Social. We've almost sold out, or we're getting close. Jake will be there. I'll be there. Joe's, Canobio, BBD, I guess a lot of the crew. We don't have the full layout. I mean, we're going to interview Boone and talk, but we might play some games with him, do Q&A in the crowd. So that is Monday, January 29th, 7 to 9 p.m. So especially if you work in Manhattan, that's an easy post-work situation. Downtown Social. General admission tickets available and VIP Gold tickets available, which means you get to meet Boone, you get to interact with Steiner and Boone, you get the VIP room, picture with Boone, autograph Boone photo. Should be fun. Downtown Social.
Reggie Crawford probably won't be there, but maybe.
Should we throw it at him and then come back for some rapid-fire questions at the end?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate seeing you. Second time in the office, right?
Second time in the office. Thanks for having me.
You're
Yeah.
tied for most times visited the office.
With who?
You and Jimmy Herget tied for
Really?
first. Yeah.
Look at that.
I feel like there's another. No. Jimmy. Yeah. Well, Ian Happy's got a show with us, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for people that don't know you, you do as much as you can on a baseball field, and you're doing as much as you can off the field as well. There's like a lot to balance. But I want to start with baseball. Last year, you got first full year in a couple years, right?
Yes. So 23. Yeah. So first season back
Yeah.
from Tommy John. So I was a little bit late to the start of the season. But yeah, I mean, it was more so just a season to get my feet wet again, get acclimated to pro ball, and just get some innings under my belt on the mound and just get some swings at the plate.
Does the arm feel like your arm? Everyone always says it feels like a foreign arm for a little bit after the surgery.
For a little bit, yeah, but I mean, I'm at the spot now where I'm feeling much better than when I went out. So that's obviously
Okay.
You know,
I was looking at the stats, the walks to strikeout ratio. Everyone was raving about that right away. I was like, oh,
yeah,
shit.
so I'm feeling good, man. Feeling
Yeah.
good on the mound. Yeah, I'm excited going into the season. You know, yeah, it'll be a good season.
Does your legs blow up? Usually pitchers like they can only work out their legs, so then the velo goes up for a little bit and
Yeah,
power.
A lot more leg days.
Yeah.
You know, when the arm was kind of down. So yeah, definitely threw some more weight on in my lower half, which is always useful.
how'd you go through high school, college, and obviously to where you are being able to do both? I know you're good at hitting and pitching, but I feel like in the last 30 years, there's been guys in high school and college that are good at both. But no one, everyone's always making guys, pitchers only or hitters. Did a lot of coaches try to single you into one way?
So in high school, when I was getting recruited for college, there were a couple that wanted me to just hit. There were a couple that wanted me to just pitch, and there were a couple. Well, I would say there were a lot more that wanted me to do both. Because at that point, I was still like early in the mix. I got started with travel ball pretty late, so it really started for me the summer going into my senior year. And it was pretty much like, we don't know what you are, so we're just going to let you do both as long as possible. And that was kind of like the general consensus. And then obviously went to UConn, did both. Primarily a hitter my freshman year. It was cut short because of COVID. Had a really good showing in like the 13 or 14 games we had. And then started to get a couple more innings my sophomore year, still just primarily playing first. And then when the pitching kind of, started to catch up was the summer following my sophomore year, when I was at the Cape and then with Team USA. And that's when, the arm started to make a little bit of noise as well. But yeah, I mean, it's, I communicated going into the draft that it's what I wanted to do and it's what I wanted to attempt. But we're giving it a go, and we're, still just rolling with the
Pretty
punches
cool, man.
right now.
That was pretty fun.
I'm trying, man.
Do you? Some people that are bilingual say they got different personalities in each language. Is like pitcher you a different guy than hitter you? Is one more calm and one more aggressive, or is it the same mentality both places?
So I would say hitter me is a little bit more calm.
Okay.
Whereas like pitcher me, I'm just going right at the guy. I don't care. Like I'll buzz you in your chops. I don't really care.
Okay.
And I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely much more aggressive on the mound than I am at the plate.
Is like the self-talk different?
Yeah, it is, because I feel like on the mound you hold the ball, like you hold the cards. You're a little bit more. Yeah, it is. So knowing that, it's just the mentality is a little bit different. It's just like, I'm coming at you. I don't care what you have. I'm gonna give you my best, and I'll brush out the plate if I need to.
You ever put like your arsenal into one of those machines that give the spin rate and the movement, and then face yourself? That's
I
possible
haven't.
now.
It is possible now. I haven't gotten on one of those, I think the spin ball machines.
Yeah.
I haven't thrown it in.
That's gonna happen at one point.
It
You're gonna
is.
step in, and someone's gonna be like, "Hey, this is your slide.
Yeah,
this is your change."
I want to try it. I haven't though. I will probably this year. Throw it in
That's
there.
fun.
See what it looks like.
Well, off the field, you're doing a lot too. I mean, you're doing content, business stuff. Like, has it always been your agenda to have, another avenue? Is that because you enjoy the creativeness of it, or just safety, or someone told you to always do it, or how's it happen?
I enjoy creating, you know, and I guess I didn't realize, but I was thinking back, I was like, I used to make YouTube videos with my friend when I was like 10 or 11, and I completely forgot about that. So I guess it has been something that like I've always been interested in. But like, I mean, I think for me, it picked up in college, just like the business side of it and the entrepreneurial side of it. Because just like it really interests me, and I don't like to look at things like at the surface level. Even just like in baseball, it's like I want to know how things operate. I want to know what moving pieces there are, what like what people are behind what decisions, and just like just the broad sense of just trying to like monetize stuff that I do in my everyday anyway, and it's so that's it's definitely picked up in the last couple of years. But no, it's been fun.
I was just the same way with the camera. I mean, when I was 14, I got a video camera for Christmas, and I just made videos for myself forever. And then me and Jake were in college together. We were just making videos, and then we're doing some of the same shit now. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That adds up. Maybe not everyone was doing that at 14
Yeah.
the way I thought that was just a 14-year-old thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool that you get to hang on to that as you transitioned into, surgery, recovery, in those years. Did you find it harder or last year or the full season, did you find it harder to keep up with content or any pushback from like coaches, players?
Yeah. So I think the injury did a lot for me in terms of the business side of things, because you have a lot more free time, which like you're typically not ever used to. And it's a little bit of a wake up call. Like, hey, like I threw one pitch in some random day out in October, and it's still affecting my day to day. Yeah. So I mean, I'm 2 years plus removed, and it's going to be in conversations going into workload and stuff like that. And it was one pitch, and that changed what the next 2+ years is going to look like. So that was a big piece of it. And it's like, you want to hold as many cards as possible. But yeah, I mean, I would like the biggest thing this past season was I kind of wanted to see how pro ball worked, and I wanted to see, like what the schedules were like, what my day-to-day was going to be like. So it was slightly difficult because like with my YouTube videos, like I would film, I would edit, and like editing takes a while, and I don't want to give, a subpar product. So it was really difficult to find time to where I could sit down, go through all the footage, edit, and all that kind of stuff. So going into the season, I have more of an idea now what it's going to look like. And like a lot more nobody was dismissive about it as far as like players or coaches, but now I think people are much more willing because, like you put them on the camera a little bit and they see like how fun it is.
Yep.
And, like
it's changed a bunch.
Yeah. So like they'll get followers from it, and like you'll have reoccurring characters, and like, everybody just like plays into it now. So it is fun. It is a good time. But no, we definitely got some pieces that are kind of falling into place to where it'll be much more seamless of a process going into this season. So
you gotta figure out editing on the bus rides. It's like me on the train, or if my wife's driving, I just got the laptop. It's just like busy work for my fingers. Really, it's like my fidget spinner.
Exactly,
it's just editing and piecing things together. But I'm addicted to it. So, and it does take a while. So it's like, oof. I get very excited when I find like an efficient way to do something. Like I'd rather find an efficient way than a awesome creative one.
Yeah, I agree.
How about business front? Like you got your own creative, and then you're investing in like other businesses or looking at stuff or trying to get involved in multiple different things.
So right now where I'm at, it's just like setting the foundation, just, meeting as many people as possible, being a fly on the wall during conversations, like be just showing face essentially everywhere.
Yeah.
And just, taking bits and pieces, because regardless, I'm not going to take every single thing from every single person, but I could pick and choose. All right, this may apply to me. This may work for me. And just sorting through that and figuring out, like what I would want to do, how I would want to approach it. And again, setting just the foundation and like just the building blocks for whatever the future may look like.
Yeah. You're more than showing face. You got the whole outfit going.
Sorry,
I think one of our employees who was here the last time you came in, when they heard that you were coming in today, they were like, "Oh, I want to know what he's going to be wearing." How much of a thought process is that every morning?
I definitely want to look presentable. Like you never know, like especially living in like Arizona and I'm in Scottsdale all the time. It's like you never know who you're gonna see, who you're gonna meet, and like I mean, it's definitely something you have to be conscious about. Like when I'm going to certain events, Like, I mean, I'm mindful of, all right, like I'm going to put this outfit on. Maybe I'll throw a hat on with some sunglasses, you know, like, all right, like people are thinking, all right, who's that person?
Yeah.
You know, and I went to this pickleball event. I saw it was backed by like Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald or something. And I was like, all right, like there should be like some pretty cool people here. So I bought a Saturday and a Sunday pass. And just like the fact that pickleball is blowing up the way it is, I bought a 2-day pass, and, you know, I throw on a nice fit, like a vest, throw a hat on, sunglasses, like positioned myself on the bleachers. Like I stood along like the railing, so like kind of everybody could see
He
me.
was like, who's that guy?
Yeah. So ended up meeting like 3 or 4 owners. Met like the 2 of the higher ups at Major League Pickleball. So
They try to like slide a paddle in your hand.
it was more so like, hey, I just like bought this team. If you're interested in like ownership opportunities, stuff like that.
That's awesome.
But it's kind of transitioned to, you know, like them being mentors and just being able to, hey, like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, what have you seen here? And stuff like that, you know, and like a couple of them are billionaires. And I was like, when I found out later, I was like I was freaking out because it was like the first like kind of, you know, organic time to where, you know, I'm out somewhere and what's up, man? Like, nice to meet you. And then come to find out, like a couple billionaires. So that was really cool.
When we were doing like rounds of investing, I threw myself into the deep end with the company and going from, you know, a hobby to a company, getting funding and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Someone told me when dealing with, you know, guys like that, people like that, is ask for money, get advice. Ask for advice, get money.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
That's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. And like I always thought, you know, like, why would they entertain a conversation? Like, they know people of more status, you know, more wealth, whatever. But somebody told me, they're like, you have to understand, like, if you can show them that you have interest in what they have a passion for and you are willing to learn and grow, then that's how they get their satisfaction, you know? And that was big for me because I was like, all right, like, what could I do for this person? If I ever met him, like, what could I do for them? But, you know, a lot of them get their satisfaction by being able to give back and know that, like, it's not empty. It's not empty words. It's not going to go in one ear out the other. Like, you're going to apply it to your life, you know?
Yeah. We have some consultants, and one of the first things he said to us was, hey, I'll do this for you, but only if you're going to use it.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to be giving you just like advice and you don't think it's worthwhile. Not in he wasn't saying it in a rude way. He was saying, if it's not worthwhile, like, let's just stop.
Yeah.
But if you are into what I can share with you, then absolutely, let's meet and I'll give you advice. It's like, people who have gone through stuff and learned stuff and got to a place are very keen to share because, one, they're successful and they want to share that story, but they want to share, like, this is what I did right and this is what I did wrong and all the learnings. That's pretty smart. You just show up in the bleachers. I got to get, like, a better, you know, inquisitive outfit, I guess.
I don't know. I think
Shoulder pads.
You're doing well.
Yeah. Did you enjoy the pickleball?
Oh, I love pickleball.
Okay.
I play. Yeah, I go out and play all the time. I have these courts like 10 minutes from my house. I think it's like 20 courts, and it's
Playing's fun, and I'm watching in person's fun. TV, it's hard sometimes when I watch it. I'm like, especially doubles. I'm like, this. It looks like 2 tennis players warming up.
Yeah, I don't tend to find myself like watching on my phone or TV or anything.
Yeah.
But like in person, I love it. I love playing. But yeah, I'm not sitting on my phone watching.
They have
streams.
that one family in that pro league that's like mother, son, daughter are all pro. I forget their name. The kid is like the LeBron of pickleball.
Really?
I've done some videos on him. I forget his name right now, but yeah, it's pretty wild.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy how it's blowing up.
That's cool, man.
We have a warehouse too, which I don't know if you're super familiar, but that's one of the comments is play pickleball. But like Jimmy said, watching pickleball can be tough sometimes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'd have to figure out a more engaging way to film it, which I don't know. Or we put weird spins on it. Anyway.
You could probably find a way to put your own little flavor on it. But
We were in our warehouse yesterday running around for 4 hours, 5 hours. It's cement. We're inventing a new game, and everyone's if Joe's was like moaning and groaning, and you hear me just like, it's like, we're 30 years old running on cement for 5 hours. It's just so stupid. Pickleball, brutal on the knees.
Singles get you running around.
Yeah,
Doubles is you don't have to run as much, you don't have to work as hard, but yeah, singles it's a workout for sure.
Any avenues that you like, if you think about in the future in investing and building a portfolio, would it be sports, or do you have other lanes of interest, music, movies, or just like kind of like real estate, business, or are you still just taking it all in?
I'm still just taking it all in. Like I'm just trying to again figure out. Obviously, like I love sports. But I mean, I think venturing off into like real estate could be really cool. Just like, I mean, yeah, it's just still trying to figure out what I'd want to do. And, you know, obviously the forefront is baseball.
Yep.
And having the career that, you know, I'm working towards, but, you know, while having this in mind and being.
It's, I think Mark Cuban's main piece of advice: to keep the main thing the main thing. Or I don't know, maybe he repeated it. It's his favorite quote or something like that.
Yeah.
But early on, that made me kind of. I always remembered that one because I have so many different interests that I could.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, until this is it, like keep this the main thing, and once you get
Exactly.
there, then you can kind of get those fun rivers that flow off the main lake.
Exactly, because baseball's the main driver, and it is really like it is easy for me to be all right. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this because like I'm always just looking for something. But I mean,
It's nice to have an off season then. You know what I mean? Some people, if 9 to 5 is your main thing, that's year round.
I know.
So
I know.
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, we'll be keeping up on the field, off the field, and hopefully you stop by again because then you become the number 3.
Yeah.
Number
Well,
1.
it's visit
3
number
visits.
3.
Visit number 3.
Yeah, visit number
Most
3.
visits.
We'll have to
Awesome, man.
make a little
Thank
annual
you.
thing. Thank you, brother. I appreciate
of
it.
course.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Thanks,
Shout out-
Reggie.
Thanks, Reggie, coming through the office and chatting with us.
Yeah. I mean, we kick off our rapid fire question segment with the Goof and Gaff every time. So shout out to Landon. Good luck going back to school. What TV show would you want to be on, or do you think you would be good at?
Be good at? I mean, acting? Does he mean? He means like
Game shows, I think.
Oh. I always wanted to be on Minute to Win It. That was like when that game show came out, I was like, this seems so much fun. So that,
Nice.
yeah, Minute to Win It.
So you want to be on it, and you think you'd be good.
I don't know if I'd be good. Some of them are really hard. Some of them are really fun. But I want to do it.
Have you seen that brand new show, The Floor, with Rob Lowe?
I've seen commercials for it.
Of course, everybody's seen commercials.
Yeah.
I mean, they blast that thing. Watched episode 1. Depending on the category, I mean, it's very easy or very hard.
Okay.
It's like they give you a category. So, like, you're the expert in baseball, and then you go head to head against somebody else, and rapid fire answer.
I don't
baseball
like trivia, so I'm out.
Not trivia though. Like the very first one was they were an expert in tools, and then the 2 people went up there and they just showed pictures of tools, and you had to just answer as fast as possible. Wrench,
That's fun.
hammer.
That's fun. Yeah, did you hear I had to leave the trivia, JM baseball trivia halfway through?
No.
I called Dalton and I was like, see if you can win. Dude, I am not good at that. I don't know. It's a different version of fandom, I guess.
Try to stump yourself.
No, like memorizing home run seasons from teams I didn't watch, players I didn't watch, and players before I was born. Like, I know Yogi Berra had home run seasons. I'm not going to tell you, 1943, he did. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That just means you went back and studied the history books, which I'm not against. I go back and study other shit like history. I like reading history books.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just not good at that. So it was like all-time home run leaders, but you had to get the specific year of that player. And then once someone took a team, the team was out. So now it's like all the Yankees are gone. I got to like, okay, the Mariners. What's and I think someone took Griffey anyway. But even if I took Griffey, I don't know what year is going to be my best bet of Griffey
God.
in Seattle. What year did he hit the most homers?
Yeah.
So like I took Canseco in Oakland, spoiler, and I got the 1 year he didn't hit 30 and 17. And then I was just like, I got like 3 picks. I'm like, guys, how are you? I can't do this.
And then Dalton subbed in.
Yeah. But like, yeah. Trivia, I'm not good at trivia. Like I'm good at ref guess because I just watch the league, so I can. Oh, this looks like this guy and this guy and this guy. Just like memorize. I don't have like. I don't care about stats. I think that's still the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Like ref guess, I use the team, the age, the position. I don't use the stats at all. So those are hard for me.
I will say that video series that you're referring to is one of my favorites to watch on JM Baseball.
When Jolly did the one that was, see, Jake and I have completely different brains. When Jolly did the one that was like, he showed a bunch of pitchers, the rotation and their path, like how many, I'm good at that because I just watch the game. But if it's memorizing stats, especially home runs, I don't care.
Yeah. The next rapid fire question is from Luann Pellegrino.
Yeah, Luann. Luann's been around forever.
Oh, that's her last name.
That's Lou Ellen you're thinking of, but there's
Yeah.
also Luann.
Oh.
A lot of Lou's. Lou Ellen's reached out recently.
She said, how did you and Jake meet? Did you hit it off at first meeting?
Freshman year baseball tryouts or just like in class around there? Baseball's the end of the year, so maybe it was then. We played on the freshman year baseball team together. Yeah, we hit it off pretty well, but we lived like 40 minutes away from each other because our high school was 2 towns and we lived on the opposite ends of the towns. So his mom was never going to drive him to my house. And like it was like not like, it's an hour 20 if you want to drop me off at his house and drive back. So, but then when we like kept in touch on AIM, Facebook Messenger, I think it was Facebook Messenger at the time. And then when I moved back to Connecticut, we were juniors in college and we were really close. And then I went to the same school as him. We were roommates. We shared space. That's the new saying. Roommates is kind of out.
According to who?
Weekly Dumb.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There was a question that came in from Michael Hall. I was listening to a podcast. There was very targeted ad for a new store in his hometown. I noticed there's non-organic insertion of ads in podcasts on the JM network, like Wake and Jake. Would you be able to walk us through how those ads work if you're able?
You talking about dynamic ads?
Yeah, like on Megaphone. I could answer it to some degree. Part of your question is, can we insert our own ads? Yep. We can opt to play an MP3. So I listened to a Talkin Baseball on the train here. BBD did an ad read to start the episode. So our podcast platform lets us place ads into videos, beginning, end, and then in the middle if we want. Videos or podcasts that we don't sell on, we put mid-roll ads in there. So you'll hear not JM people speaking. But the first, like that opening ad read will always be a JM ad because we are placing that in with an audio file.
Yeah. So there's dynamic ads and then there's native ads. That's what they call them, or host read ads. Dynamic means it's placed like a commercial, like it's not part of the show. We place it in. And I believe we sell dynamic ads for our shows that are under 10 or 15K average listens because the sales team doesn't actively sell those. You're not in like the range where it's kind of like, worth their time to go sell because the money that you get isn't great. But we put the dynamic ads on there so we are getting some return. And also we have used those to promote our own stuff, the dynamic ads, like doing an ad read. Hey, Blitzball Battle 4 is coming up. Everyone check it out. And we'll put it on all of our shows and the whole back catalog. But we don't really enjoy doing a ton of those. Like if you listen to some other podcast networks, they do a ton of those and that's kind of all they do. But you get better return, you get better margins, you get better rates, you get better user experience, you get better client feedback when you do host read. And it's still the same voice of the people that are doing the show, especially companies like us that are creator led, like you're kind of listening for the creator. Unlike if you listen to some of those podcast networks where, they're like for a while, it's just a new true crime season. You don't really know who the hosts are. You're just there for the story. So it doesn't annoy you that much when it goes to a new voice for the ad because it's kind of how you're consuming it. But for us, if we can tie the ad read into what we were just talking about, what we're about to talk about, it's a better experience for everyone. So we try to do mostly host read ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
speaking of ads, Around the Diamond asks, is there a market for short form content ads, like having a watermark or a 5-second ad in the middle of content, since short form sometimes gets even more views?
Not really. We're testing that right now, but the creator space seems to be going away from that, where like you have to do what Nikki does or what we've does, where you have to do the entire video is like an ad for that thing. Like Nikki Cass does a video and like it's a commercial in a character that he exists, or we've done them before. We're like MLB 9 innings, but it's not like, we're seeing if people will buy, brought to you by. The CPM will be way lower on those, but there have been companies that are social only, and that we've researching and been communication, and they started to struggle because the connection on a million views on a social video isn't the same connection as 20,000 views on a hour-long podcast.
Right.
But there's still money to be made, especially if you're in the upper echelon of those creators. If you're getting millions every single time, then you do more of a curation where you do it's like an ad, not a brought to you by.
Yeah, makes sense. Two philosophical, not really, questions to potentially wrap up. First one comes from Easton. How has your leadership style changed as the company continues to grow? Have you had any experiences that shaped how you view leadership?
Well, probably a really long answer would be required here. Good question. I don't know. You'd have to ask everyone else. I mean, we're trying to be more transparent as a company with why we're making decisions, where we're at as a company, what our goals are, expectations of employees, feedback of employees, goal setting, reactions if goals aren't met or performance standards are too low. And I think that's more helpful than leaving people in the dark in a way. But we're, I don't know, young company, so we're still learning. Leader, I don't know. I mean, I probably could answer it if you gave me more time and I could think about it, because I do a ton of presentations for leadership meetings and shit like that.
So we can make it an actual topic on the next show next week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what my style is. You're on my team.
You want me to answer?
I
think that your style is show how you expect something to be done. You yourself are a driven go-getter, so that's the expectation that to follow. And then in that, when somebody is in need of help in their effort to be a go-getter, that's where you're really good at lending a hand.
Yeah, I really like helping, especially because, for a while we were 5 people doing every part of this job. So it's oh yeah, I've done that. I can help you. Because I also think with that comes a lot of empathy of dude, it's really hard, and it's tiring.
Yep.
But that's the situation. So hopefully, I'm trying to get it where more people will come ask questions. I think for a while people were scared to, because I'm very busy. But I don't know.
No, I think that's getting better and improving. In a similar vein of philosophical questions, as some say, Crispy Pearls. What do you do to help manage stress? I'm going through, I know you've had some health issues from stress. I'm going through similar problems.
I got a Fitbit to track my sleep recently. I only got 6 hours last night, but I got 51 minutes of deep sleep.
An improvement.
Yeah, my deep sleep's been improving lately. A lot of that is marijuana. Just the tiniest bit will get me deep sleep early in the night. To the point where I'm asleep before I'm even feeling high or anything, which is crazy. Every time I do a little gummy, I get almost 2 hours of deep sleep.
Okay.
Managing stress. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a good place right now. I have much from a year ago or 2 years ago, much more people around the company that are trusted in their roles. and like really making like a unified group of the leadership team and being like super transparent with them, what we're stressed about, what we need help with, team. Like there's a situation right now going on that we're not going to talk about yet that I am been like somewhat removed. Where like 2 years ago, I would have been at the forefront of it. I think Matty's dealing with more of the stress of that than I am. So that's where I am delegating my stress to others on the team. So that's nice. I just think trying to sleep. Like I do not, I have realized I have more energy in the morning than at night. So I don't even open my backpack at night anymore. Like
That's a big change.
I walk. Yeah, it's a big change. But I'm getting up really early. But I'm going to sleep early. But it's better lifestyle for me than going out. Like I cannot burn the candle at both ends. So I have stopped nighttime working. Now when the season starts, it's going to be much harder because you got to be up till 10 every day. Last night I went to bed at 10. That's why I only got 6 hours. But yeah, that's much different. Like I walk home, I put my backpack down, also having 2 kids, and I put my backpack down, and then this morning I was like, where's my backpack? And I was like, oh, it's right by the front door. Like I did not touch it, did not get my laptop out at all. That's much different than a couple years ago. But also I'm leaving the house, at 5 in the morning. So I don't know. I think there's just more trusted people around me than a couple years ago. Like I feel very good about the leadership team. And that wasn't the case 2 years ago, year and a half. And that was when I was really, really stressed. Stress builds up though, and then it goes away. Like we front load our weeks. Like every night, every Tuesday, when I get home on Tuesday, it truly feels like Friday, where I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And then I'm like, wait, it's only Tuesday? Because Monday and Tuesday are crazy days. And then Thursday's a warehouse day, which is a much different part of my brain. And then Friday is like do my own stuff alone in the office kind of. So that structure's really helped. But come baseball, that'll be different. So I'll have to navigate that. Because during the baseball season, I was desperate to get to this schedule. And I was like, I hope I can do it. Go to sleep at like 8 or 9, wake up at 4, get to the office by 6 the latest every day, get a morning in. Fridays will be alone. I have Saturday and Sunday off. And then when baseball starts, watching the game till 10 or 11. Some nights we're recording after those games or, tackling breakdowns at night. And then I have to like forego the morning. So I have to change.
Right.
I don't know. I'll figure that out. And then we work every Sunday. So stress thinking about it.
Yeah. I do feel like you've gotten in a good groove. You've done some Mahomes. LeBron was in there, but where 2 years ago you might have been doing the Mahomes breakdown at night, but you were able to come in, do it at 5 a.m., and it still performs extremely well. So, if that's the mindset, that could be the same for MLB.
Yes, it's just I can't go to sleep that early. Like, I got to go to sleep as soon as the Yankee game ends.
I see.
It's still
you
going
have
be
to watch the
because
Yankees game.
I'm in bed at like 8:30 with James, and the Yankees game's going to end at 9:30. So I'd have to on nights when we're not recording, like watch the last couple innings in bed. I could do that.
Yeah.
On my phone.
Yeah, but it definitely
But it gets me energized, the Yankees, because my heart's in it.
Exactly. Trial and error.
Yeah.
Okay. T20 World Cup. You going?
I don't know. I'd like to. I definitely want to go to one game. There's like a Wednesday game where is it Netherlands and South Africa, which has been like the last 2 World Cups. An awesome game. The India-Pakistan one I really wanted to go to, but that is Sunday night baseball with Yankees Dodgers. And we have to record that night. So the only way I'd miss that Talkin Yanks and like tap someone else through the episode with Jake is if I got media passes for that.
Yeah.
And we sold it to like a sponsor of like a video or coverage or something.
June 8th, game Netherlands, South Africa at the Nassau County Cricket Stadium.
Is that Wednesday?
June 8th.
No.
Scroll.
No. So there's a Wednesday game that I thought would be fun if everyone Oh, so it's the last game of the June 12th is the last game of the New York games, and it's USA, who's probably going to be eliminated by that time, versus India, who's going to have probably advanced out of the pool stage.
Oh, I see it.
But it's still USA versus India. So if like people from the company wanted to come with me to that one, and we did like a vlog about it or something.
Yeah, I don't bring it up for no reason. Maybe some more details to come.
For me or for them?
For you.
Oh, I was like, do you know something I don't? You surprised
Now
me.
I do.
You're surprising me with media passes?
All I'm saying is I got a Slack during this conversation that I wanted to respond to.
About this?
Yeah.
Am I on the Slack?
No. But once we shut the mics off, I can tell you.
Okay.
All right.
That's all?
Yeah, that is all.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. We'll be back next week. And when does Feeling This come out? Soon?
Yeah, Friday.
Whoa. First app?
Yeah,
Jake?
with Jake.
Is that up or done?
It's not on the back end, but yes, done.
I'll watch it as soon as it is.
I'll let you know.
Goodbye. Oh, I got a text today that Claire crawled for the first time. 7 months old. Almost 8. No, 7 months old. She's been moving. And also another fun tidbit on the way out that I was going to mention. We did our statistical breakdown of things you missed. And Dalton's data showed we had like 2 episodes that were 9 minutes long and they performed better. And we're like, let's test it out.
Okay.
Let's do some 9-minute ones. It's a dead period. So like we're experiencing less reviews. Last couple episodes, 9 minutes and 10 seconds or so. Been doing like above average for things you missed.
Cool.
So, oh shit. So how about that? Data works. Bye. Bye.